Hey everyone, it's 5:30. I'm trying to start on time today. I don't know if you notice anything different. I have an Ubuntu cap on today. So previously it was, can you guess? Can you remember? It was, I'm trying to think myself now, a Jenkins cap, yes. So I'm really flaking today because I did do a sneaky stream this morning really early before work. So I woke up about 3 a.m. I thought, you know what, I might as well get up. So I did about an hour's work from 3:30 to 4:30. Then I thought, you know what, let me stream my coding. I'm coding anyway. So I streamed from about 5 till, I don't know, 6:30, something like that. And but now it's really catching up on me, and I am flaking. So today is going to be a short stream. So, okay, I did have Twitch on up above. So today's going to be a short stream, and what I'm planning to do today is continue from this morning. So this morning, what I did was I finished off all the API cucumber tests, and they were all green. I will show you those. So if I show you my screen now, and if I go to my pull request, and I even have Travis open on the other tab as well. Okay, so you can see if I go to build list, and as of this morning, it was about 10 hours ago, and this was doing the tests, and there were about 70 or so. If I go right to the bottom, and you can see 73 scenarios had passed. There's 251 steps. So, and what they look like, if I just show you, if you missed this morning, you can catch up. The stream is available. So one of my tests looks something like this, where in plain English, in the Gherkin format, we write what a test looks like. So for example, get non-existent environment. So given I am logged in, that will actually log the user in. It will get a JWT to use with the API. And it makes a GET request to this endpoint, and the 99999 at the end is what I use to determine when there isn't a resource available, and I expect a 404. So that API request is actually happening, and the same the one below, but because I'm hitting an endpoint with the right resource ID, I'm expecting all these values, and I'm not gonna go through that. It's all open source, so you can see it on Dashboard Hub Pipeline Dashboard. So that's what we did this morning. We created this PR, and we did the commits. And so if we can see all the file changes, there's quite a few. Lots of stuff. I'm not going to go through it all, but what I do want to show you is if I actually go to, so this is merging from my feature branch 752 to 0.9, and my 0.9 will automatically deploy out to my test environment. And so if I go to my test environment, which is pipeline-test.dashboardhub.io, you'll see here at the bottom, if I refresh the page as well, just to prove it to you, is 0.9, which is what we expect, and the build is 1225. So now, if I go back to my pull request, and if I hit merge, and I just say confirm, now what that will do is, if I go back to Travis over here and right at the top, so Travis is a CI platform, continuous integration, but it's also doing my continuous deployment. And what you will see is now that's building, and once all the code has been built and the test pass, it will deploy, it's configured to deploy to this environment that I showed you a second ago, pipeline-test. And the number at the bottom will reflect the build number. So we've got 1233. So that will reflect that number if it deploys successfully. So it takes about 10 minutes to do the build, to run the tests, and deploy. So in the meantime, hey Jez and Slayer Darth, thanks for joining. Good to have you here. Make sure you keep the chat active because, like I said, I don't know if you missed the beginning, but I did a cheeky stream this morning at about 5 a.m. I think it was, and I had done a couple of hours coding before that, so I am properly flaking. So shame we just missed the 1, 2, 3, 4. Get another build out there. that we'll leave that for tomorrow. We've got to leave something exciting for tomorrow. The 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll take a screenshot of that as well. I think that's true. I didn't spot that, so that's a good one to spot. But I hope you have all spot my. If I go to this, I did promise a different cap today. So the Jenkins one is being put in the cupboard, and out came Ubuntu, and I thought, mix it up, live life on the edge. Yes, if you do have any questions about Dashboard Hub or CI and CD in general, do just jump in and let me know. Because like I said, that's been going for a minute, and it's probably going to take about 10 minutes to deploy. So you can see the last 0.9, I'm not showing my screen, so that's kind of a bit stupid. If I go back to my screen, the last 0.9 that's down here that deployed out took about 10 minutes 30. The ones above take less because they were just feature branches, so they didn't deploy out anywhere. So they haven't got the deployment stage. And the deployment step or stage is quite easy, but there's lots happening behind the scene. So what happens behind the scene is it deploys the serverless framework to AWS Lambda and API Gateway and sets all those up. And then it will deploy the Angular 5 to AWS S3. And that's pretty quick. The part that takes the time is clearing the AWS CloudFront cache. So that's what takes a bit of time on that. So all in all, it's about 5 minutes for the deployment. I think 4 or 5 minutes, and then 5-6 minutes for the actual build and test to run. So who have we got? Slayer Darth, Jez, Vendra. Come on, questions. Like I said, I'm flaking today, falling asleep. So let's get that conversation going and keep me awake. It's going to be a short stream. What I do want to do after that has deployed to test, if we're feeling brave, we can maybe deploy it to production as well. But I really hope I don't break it, because after this stream, I'm kind of going straight to bed. So you need to work on your background music. You've been using it for too long now. Yeah, I've just kind of got, I'm hoping no one would notice. I think it's low enough so there'll be some background music, but not too high that you'd notice it. Okay, I'll add that to my list of things to do. I do want to get a new overlay as well. I'm kind of getting bored of this overlay. What was that tool you recommended again yesterday, similar to Screen? Nice one, Venza, well remembered. Mosh, yes. So Mosh will, you run like a Mosh server on your server that you SSH to and you connect to, and when you get disconnected, it automatically connects. It's kind of like Screen but on steroids, so it's pretty good. You're watching the replays. Yeah, I need to watch the last two so I can kind of watch and learn from some of the mistakes that I did and where I mumbled and so on. I think for every stream I've been quite tired, and I think I just need to kind of, been a busy couple of weeks, so you need to get back on track, and then I'll be good. And do a longer stream as well. I noticed if I do over an hour, hour and a half, I think things kind of solidify and you kind of really can get stuck into things. Rather than doing the short 30 to 45 minutes. So, but Benzera, I hope you're taking notes, because we're all waiting for your stream to start. And same with Slayer, Darth and Jez, and then I can watch your stream as well. So, okay, how are we going? Halfway through the build, and we can, I won't click on it and see all the output, but that should go green. And so, while we're waiting, has anyone got any open source projects that I could create a PR to, or create an issue, or I'll probably create a PR? Just put your, you don't need much for a stream setup. Okay, ignoring my screens, really behind me, you probably can't see, you can kind of see at the bottom right camera, which I think this one on the left, yeah. You can see I've just got my iPad on a tripod. That's kind of all you really need probably. You don't even need a camera, right? You just need a microphone. Oh yes, you did say 1 gig of RAM. Laptop, yeah, that's quite tough. Yeah, you did mention it the other day and I forgot, so apologies. You're right. Yeah, 1 gig's a bit tight. So yeah, okay. I'm sure there's maybe you could do it like maybe lower res. I don't know, you'll have to have a try and see. So, Kazim, thanks for joining. Wait, monitor cams, yes. So monitor cam, iMac program, and monitor cam. And then behind me, doing all the screens, is just an iPad Pro as well. So yeah. Someone did suggest the other day, I can't remember who it was to put a camera above, pointing down. And I do have a spare camera, and I thought, that's pushing it a bit. You know, you get to see the cap from above, pretty cool, but you don't want to see that much of me. So, GoFundMe. Yeah, if you've got a link, or take a look. I don't know, it'd be quite hard to reach, I guess, a streaming setup on GoFundMe, but you might make it. I don't know. It's a tough thing to. Things do add up, I suppose. Especially if you only got 1 gig of RAM and you do want to get a bit of kit. It's quite expensive. So yeah, no, I do understand. Great picture considering it's a webcam. Too bad those monitors are out of my budget. Yeah, the monitors are pretty good, but I hear these two are the the Apple LG ones, the 5K monitors, 27-inch. But apparently, there is rumoured that at the end of the year, these are, I don't think being discontinued, but they're being superseded, if that's the right word. Like I said, I'm flaking today, I'm exhausted, so I don't know if that's the correct word. But by an 8K monitor, which I think is a bit extreme, but I know Venzerug has got his eye on those. So I tried to convince him to get an iMac Pro like I've got in front of me. But he's like, no, I'm going to wait for the Mac Pro with the 8K screens. So yeah, he'll have better kit than me. Yeah. So open source. So the build has been going. You can't see it. Let me just switch back to my screen. So the build's been going, and you still can't see it because I've got my camera over it. So you can't see it. But if I move it over, maybe. Yes. So you can see it's been going for 7 minutes 30, and so we've got a few minutes left. So you can't copy me. You're gonna beat me. I know. And then the year after, then I'll try and beat you. I guess it swings and roundabouts. Still waiting for your stream though, Benzera. But yeah, so who's got some? Let's have a look at some GitHub accounts and see if I can do a quick contribution to someone's open source project. So, out of the people that have been chatting in the Slack, what are your primary languages? Primary languages. Well, I started off a long time ago. I think it was like C++ and Java, but really didn't enjoy it. So actually kind of didn't enjoy coding at the time. That was at uni, and then got into PHP, did PHP for a long time, up until about 3-4 years ago. Got more into Java, again, started loving Java and Spring Boot, and then in the last couple of years been doing FullStack JavaScript, so Angular 5 at the front end, which is TypeScript, which is really, really nice, and it's a bit like Java. Not as good, obviously, but still quite nice. And then Node at the back end, so again, JavaScript again. So Nightbot, Slayer Darth, if you posted a GitHub link to your account, just put the end in. So just put, if I go to my project, for example, if I go to Dashboard Hub, if I make this full screen again, just post in the username or the org and the repo, if you want to put a repo, or just the username, and I'll grab it, and I'll see if we can make a pull request before this build finishes. I've got like a minute. I don't think I'll get a pull request in that time, but we'll still try and do something. So it's a username. Okay, let me go. So if I open GitHub up here, so this is your username. Oh, type it in, it would help. So you've got some open source projects. Okay, cool. There's lots of Vim, Java, 3card. Let me see. So 7 days ago, these are quite active. That's really, really good. So yeah, your stuff's really active. That's really good. Bit of Ruby, bit of C. Okay, so this one is quite popular. Well, quite popular, quite most active, I think. Most active, I should say, recently active. Which one is your eclectic projects on GitHub? No, it's good. I think that's good. So which one's your favorite? Let me see. Well, this one's quite active. What's integrates with the Twitch API 24 days ago. You got 3 stars. Can't even speak. I need to get an early night tonight, that's for sure. So now you've got lots of stuff, that's good. So you've got a README, I like it. Lots of documentation, that's good. Let me see, what contribution can I do? Example app, you got a README. You haven't got code of conduct. What else? What can we add to the open sourceness to make your repo more compelling for people to get involved and contribute? Let me think. So no command line executable that hooks into Twitch API, returns a list of live channels from the ones you are following. Okay, so what else can we do? Screenshot won't help because you haven't got any output though. It'll be interesting to know what the output was. I'm guessing it's JSON output, but it would be nice to see that. Okay, how's my CI doing? Okay, it's still going. Okay, I've got a bit of time. What else have you got? Git ignore, node modules, config.json, and any JPEGs. You've got a README that's good, no code of conduct. We could put a code of conduct in, like issue template if you want, or pull request template. I'm trying to think. What else can we add? Any ideas, anyone? What else can we add? Package.json, name, version. We could. Okay. One thing that I think, Aaron, you should do is add a profile picture. I think it looks a lot more professional when you have a profile picture on your account. You've got quite a bit of green, so that's good. I do like that. So, and we keep an eye on CI. Okay, it's still building. Okay, ideas for anyone tied to decorating room. I'll stop posting links. Oh, so Darth doesn't like you posting the link. Maybe post the end of the link if it's a GitHub one again. Let me see. I'm really keen to make you a pull request. You haven't got releases, by the way, so it'd be good to maybe create a release. I can't do that, but if you create a release to say this is the version and people know you've kind of got a release. You haven't got any badges. You could put an NPM badge on there, or if you create some tests and add it to CI, to Travis, you could put a Travis badge on there as well. I think a nice picture of the terminal output would be really good. I think that'd be good as well. What else? Okay, I'm getting some messages. Okay, empty function. So let's remove that. Okay. Right. Let's do a pull request for you. Okay. So we'll hit edit. It'll create a fork for me, and we'll just have a quick look through. Where's this bracket match up to? So you've got a semicolon up here. Oh no, that'd be calling a function. Okay, that's calling the function above. What else? So, got response. What else have we got? Let's see. I don't want to do like a move a space. That's kind of like boring. I guess semicolon there, but again, indentations maybe. But again, it's kind of boring. I wanted to do something a bit more open sourcey. I mean, what I could do, I suppose, is if I copy that and stick that in my IntelliJ and create a new file that is where is it? I can create a Scratch file. Pretty sure. File. And then I can automatically realign it, and then it will look a bit better. If I could create a Scratch file. New file, new directory. Where is it? New, yeah, Scratch file. Okay. So we'll just do it as JavaScript. So I just paste that in. Does that auto format? My computer just decided to crash. There we go. Okay. So right. So I do auto format. Did that change anything? I don't think it did. What does IntelliJ think? Okay, what's it mentions something here, possible iteration. Oh, space there. Unexpected expression. Alright, formats on paste. Okay. Thank you, Venza, for the tip. By the way, if people want to chat outside the stream, then by all means join. I've created a Discord channel for open source coders, which is what we all are. So it's good to get some of that conversation going outside. So if I copy and paste that, I think it might. Let me go back to here. If I paste this in, what does it think that's changed? Let's have a look. How's it adjusted it? Yeah, it's too much of a change in one go though. But it has kind of aligned it how IntelliJ has done it automatically. So it put the bracket up there and aligned it like this. Okay. Yeah, I won't commit that because I think there's a lot to kind of see in one go. I think it's better to do it in piecemeal. Okay, so while we're thinking about that, let's have a look. So you can see 0.9 has now Slayer Darth has been timed out for 600 seconds for posting links. I don't know how to undo that. So apologies, Slayer Darth, if you're trying to write a message and it's not letting you. 600 seconds. So how long is that? That's like 10 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to change that. I'll change that next time. I'll make it a bit more flexible. So that built successfully. So that was in branch 0.9 and it was build number 12333. No, just 2 3s. Like I said, I'm tired. It's been I did do a stream at 5 AM this morning. So if we go back to the website and you can see it's 1225 on pipeline-test. And if I refresh this, fingers crossed, Dashboard Hub power and Ubuntu Cat power, you can see it's increased to 1233. So it's actually deployed out to test. So, you know, I'm quite happy with that. It was really only test changes anyway, so all looks fine. So what I want to do is log in and just have a quick check. I want to deploy it to production. Let's do it. So all looks fine. If I go into here and just check releases, that release took a long time. I don't even think that release is finished. That's probably why. And its test environment, the data's a bit kind of, you know, all over the place. You can see a ping up here took a long time compared to the other pings. Okay, so all looks good. If I just do another ping now, it should update that to 337. Okay, all looking good. So we have, I go back to Dashboard Hub, project on GitHub, which again is open source. Deploy to production. It's deploying from 0.9 to master. Master's my my production, and it's got all these changes, mostly around tests, I think. So if I go to the production Dashboard Hub, you can see the data looks a lot nicer. And refresh, it's got 081194, so it's quite old. It's actually a whole kind of 0.1 out. So what we'll do is, let's merge it, let's do it. I hope this doesn't break, because I want to go to bed after this stream. I've been up since 3. If it breaks, blaming you. No, I'm joking. So, okay, let's do it. So, I've just merged into master. So if we go to Travis, we will see master is building. And once that builds and deploys, it should be on production. So hopefully, all being well, it's good. So, right. Hit that big red button. Hit the cap, lucky cap. Yes, that's a really good idea. I should actually get something where I can, I don't know, type something in the chat like exclamation mark, because they have the commands. So I go Discord, I spell it right, and hit enter. It puts the link to Discord. So I should have a command that maybe does something, yeah, that plays some animated GIF or something. Ideas are welcome. Please do send thoughts and ideas, and we can, yeah, so deploy to production. I think that's pretty cool. I'll try and connect, maybe I'll try and connect Travis to Twitch. I'll have to think and see. There are webhooks on both, so I'm sure we can do something. It sounds like a project we could do, but I don't want to get distracted from Dashboard Hub either. But those little projects can be quite fun, and we do it in a morning, on the weekend. We'll all just kind of build one together and code it. So yeah, sounds good. Right, so that's building, and again, we've probably got another 10 minutes of that building. As I type, you say it. Yes, so, oh, we see Twitch has an API get CI to send to it. Yes, sounds like a good pairing stream. Nice, so when are we doing that? I think we should do that soon. I think that sounds like a really good idea. Get that going, a bit of prototyping, a bit of spiking, get that sorted. So, okay, back to this. So I didn't create a pull request on this project yet. So as we've got, you know, kind of 9 minutes, let's see what else we can do. So we've got JSON example. Still want to make a pull request. Let's put a GitHub template in. So create new file. It is. Someone remind me. Is it issue templates? Issue template. And code of conduct as well. There's a good open source code of conduct. You can add one of those quite easily as well. Here we go, contributor covenant. So, markdown. Here we go, let's grab this. New file, let's put this into, what's it called? Is it contributors? I have it on GitHub. So I have it on my project. What did you do, Venzera? It says on my screen you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 messages deleted. What happened? I see Nightbot says, I'm going to kill you old style, stop spamming caps. I maybe need to configure Nightbot. I just left it default. And that's kind of my, I guess, my amateur stuff. It's caps in the file name. Okay, I might disable that. That's not so bad. Oh, code of conduct. Right, okay. So if I go to this new file, if I paste in that file, and if I copy this, I'm guessing that was the file name you were going to use, Venzera, this one. I think you have to put an email address in here somewhere, but insert email address. I'll leave that as it is. So, okay, issue template. We'll do that one afterwards. So created code of conduct. Propose file. So Slayer Darth, who's been timed out for 10 minutes, and I don't know how to turn that off. Apologies. You've been timed out for sharing links, but I'm creating you a pull request. Please add your email address to, it was down here somewhere, wasn't it? Line 58 to line 58, and where did we get it from? It was from here. open source code of conduct from there. Project email address to line 58. Awesome. Is this another test? When you say another test, no, this is, so what I'm adding to you is adding to your project a code of conduct. So if you see it here below, it's just from the contributor covenant. I'll create you a pull request. So you should get a notification on that. Yes, so when it timed you out, I don't know if you lost just the ability to, oh, okay, got you. So you were able to watch the stream and so on, so it didn't time you out from the video and audio, it's just the typing. Okay, so there you got a PR for you now, and how is my WordPress? I haven't touched WordPress, so no, I haven't done it. Yeah, WordPress is not something that I've really gotten into. I know the community is quite active, leave page. So this is still building, so we've got another 5 minutes for master. So anyone else got an open source pull request I can create a pull request for? So Aaron, you have one pull request waiting, and I've put in a link to where it came from and the line number you need to change. A WordPress plugin for looking up a user submitted reg number and populating a table of the card details. I can have a look at it. Let's see what we can do. So DVLA. Oh, I should be on the repos page before I start searching. DVLA, not found. Maybe it's on the second page. I just use the search at the top. DVLA. Oh, there we go. Okay. I haven't done PHP in a few years, and WordPress I don't know. I would suggest putting. I'll raise you an issue, and is it a visual item? Add screenshot to README. There we go. Create an issue for you. I consider creating an issue a contribution. So if anyone wants to create issues on my projects, please do. And how to use it. So let's create another issue. I'm going to create you 2 issues. You're welcome to close them. I won't be offended. Okay, maybe I'll be offended a little bit. So installation instructions. I'm going to create you another one as well, which is quick start guide. Quick start guide in README. Okay, so you've got some issues created. Again, like I said, I count that as a contribution, but most people want code as contribution. For my project, I'm consider a contribution just a star. I think I've gained 1 more star. Richard Hooper. So yeah, I consider a star a contribution as well. README text. Okay, so I'm actually going to change this. README.text. It should be README.md. Renamed file. There we go. Create pull request. See, contributing to open source should be really easy and fun. It can just be small things from text changes to like I said, creating an issue, etc. and so on. How is my CI doing? Okay, 8 minutes 30, it's getting there. So it should take about the same amount of time as the previous one, so just under 13 minutes. Okay, anyone else got any repos they want me to do? So if you wouldn't mind creating an issue for CSV export also, yeah, I can do that. Unless anyone else wants to create an issue. How is everybody else's? Let me open my page. I have a lot of green on my page. Does anyone else want to create it? If not, I can. But if you see, I do have lots of green. So I've got 33 pages on that day, or 33 on that day as well. So I do have lots of contributions. Does anyone else want to create it? Do you just say yes in the chat and it's all yours? If not, I will create it. I'm more than happy to. If you've never created it before, go to this URL. If someone says yes, actually, I can paste the URL into the chat. They can click it, and then all you have to do is go to, it'll take you to this page, and all you have to do is go to issues and just click new and type in the title. Don't be shy, people. Do contribute to your fellow coders. No takers? I'm giving it a second because sometimes the chat is a little bit slow. But no one's jumping out. You get that green dot for today on your GitHub. I mean, contribution a day keeps a doctor away. No? No takers still? Okay, I'll create it. So, CSV export. Is that enough description? You'll be able to edit it. So if I hit submit, I'm sure you'll get an edit button being the end of the project. It's okay, you have 5 for today. 5, not bad. I wonder how it competes. Let's have a look. Bit of friendly competition never hurt anyone. I've probably got like 1. 13, okay. Most of it's happened in my stream, which is really good, which is why I love streaming, because I get to do lots of contributions. No problem, Slaydarth, anytime. Is it still building? Couple of minutes left. Anyone else got any repos they want some activity on? It helps. When people search for you, it helps in rankings and all the rest as well. And it helps with your motivation, I think. If you look at, so I have had my projects trending on GitHub before. So, okay, look at this project. Rubber Docker, 1,200 stars today. Okay, that's quite busy. But 1,200 stars in one day has only got a total of 1,500. Someone bought their stars, I think. Sounds a bit dodgy. So these are quite active. A lot of JavaScript projects. A lot of Go, some Swift. So yeah, these are Vue. Okay, React. Where's Angular on this? No Angular on this page. This is for all languages. So this is just GitHub's trending, and it shows you the repositories that are trending today, and you can filter it to say week or month. And it's quite interesting. You'll be surprised if you go to a hackathon or an event and you do lots of work in the developer section. You can trend. So if I bring up my Twitter, I didn't know this. I was at an event one weekend, and it should be pinned to the top. So I was at an event, and this lady Katia said, "Do you realise you're trending on GitHub?" And I was like, "No." And I was here, number 11, just below Twitter. Okay, Microsoft, Angular up there, and this was that day developers trending. So yeah, do keep an eye on it, and if you have a busy weekend, you might trend. So it's and you can filter by languages, which makes it a bit more likely to see yourself as well. So master is green. G-Paul, hello, thanks for saying hey. Thanks for coming in and saying hi. If you do have any questions, let us know. What we've just done is we merged a feature branch into my 0.9 branch, which is my test branch, and that automatically got deployed out from Travis CI. And what we did is we merged a pull request to master branch, which then deploys to production. I'm going to prove that right now by saying, if I go to production, this is the production tab, pipeline.dashboardhub.io, and if you look at 081194, and when I refresh the page, it should say, and work hopefully, 0.9.1235. So, ready? Moment of truth. I'm kind of putting the hat down to show Ubuntu power. Let's go, refresh. 09.1235, so it automatically deployed out in just over 10 minutes. And that was running the API tests with Cucumber, which I demonstrated this morning, finishing those off in my earlier stream. So you can catch that in the VOD section. I think I pronounced that correctly. And or it'll be also on my YouTube channel as well. And so that has now been deployed out. Let's just check it works. So if I log in, by all means, if you've got CI running for your projects, Do go to Dashboard Hub and do have a look. Any feedback will be welcome. So I'm just logging in now. And you just log in with your GitHub account. You don't need to have your username and password. Yes, that's not a picture of me, that's a picture of my wife. And we can see Vens was on here, and Dashboard Hub got deployed 2 minutes ago. And at the beginning of the stream, we did the test environment, so Dashboard Hub test, and that deployed 23 minutes ago. So what else do I want to show you? So test has had a lot of deploys to it, and you'd expect that. You deploy maybe for every, I don't know, 5 or 6 deploys to test, you might deploy 1 to production. So that's expected. There are only 9 pings. I think I cancelled the pings on test because I didn't need it to keep pinging, but production is pinging with an average ping of 89 seconds, or maybe the latest ping duration of 89 seconds. So at the moment I'm using DynamoDB behind AWS Lambda, and yeah, to do aggregations and so on is a bit of a pain. So I am thinking of moving to maybe Aurora serverless, and then using Elasticsearch for the aggregation. So that's really all I wanted to show in today's stream. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. So it's 6:15 almost. Any questions, any last thoughts before I go? Gpor, I know you joined towards the end. Do you, wife stream, do you have a GitHub repo that I can, an open source GitHub repo I can quickly take a look at and see if I can get my GitHub stats moving a bit higher? So what my stats are, if I go to my name, after merging that PR, I'm hoping I have a bit more as well. So 13 for today, maybe I can make it 14 or 15. I'll send you create an issue for you, which does count as a contribution, or I can send you a pull request. While you're thinking about it, I'm just going to show off my screens again. Although the top screen has Apple TV is turned off. I'm not actually using it at the moment to share use it as an extended screen, because the iMac goes a bit crazy when I'm streaming, recording in different format for disk and using AirPlay on the Apple TV. So I don't have any experience yet. I'm starting computer science class in September, so I'm a newbie. That's fine. We were all newbies once, and you know, after 14 years, I still believe that I'm a newbie. It's a typical developer curve. It's like a bell curve, so it kind of goes up and goes down. So you know, you learn a little bit, and then you go, oh, this is pretty good, and then you learn a bit more, and you're kind of going up this first steep of the bell curve, and you go, oh, I'm amazing. You learn a little bit more, and you think, wow, I'm super awesome, and then you start going over the top of the bell curve, and you learn more, and you go, oh, I'm not so great, and you start coming down the other side and go, oh, I've learned even more, but I don't know that much. So actually, the more you learn, the more you realise how much more there is to learn as well. Claire Darth has a question. Sure. What are some good tips for building ambitious open source projects that will likely be used by a sizable number of users? I'm going to be honest. Don't know what that word means. My English is terrible. Okay, I've got the British accent. I've lived here all my life, but I'm a maths person, coding person. Languages are not my strong points. So, I mean, open source projects, I've got quite a few. Some of them get more popular, some of them don't. So I guess what is large, when you say used by a sizable number, what thoughts do you have in mind? So, so what tips would I give? The first thing to do, open source it immediately. I mean, don't say you'll open source it when it's ready, because 1, it will never be ready, and 2, you're not benefiting from the open source community. You're not benefiting from building that community up. You're not benefiting from their ideas, their contributions, and so on. So it is worth it. Advertising on streams, have a good README to explain the project and a project that can help others. Yeah, README. When they come to your page, I mean, if I share my screen again, if I go to Dashboard Hub, the first thing they see is usually, okay, the resolution on my screen, I've turned it down for the sake of the stream, otherwise it's too small for everyone. But the first thing they see is the READMEs. I've got my badges, you know, Travis CI is passing. I've got my Dashboard Hub badge, you know, I've got to eat my own dog food. There's chat on Gitter. And then I've got to go straight into screenshots. So yes, Vince was right, a README is really, really good. And these screenshots are a bit out of date. So if anybody wants to send me a PR for practice, by all means, take a screenshot and don't put it in the code base, just drag and drop it into an issue and then copy the URL and just replace the URL that's for this image as well. Yeah, good README, documentation. Like documentation is really, really important. So I've noticed I kept on getting a few questions repeated over and over again. So I thought FAQ section. So I've done that. I had a PR from someone, I think it was Sneaky Gamer or Sneakies, who wanted to create his first PR. So he sent me this pull request and I accepted it. So yeah, he put the media links in. So documentation, I have in my API section, and I want to build on this more, but if I go into my API folder, which is the service for my API, I have all the endpoints with requests and responses. So okay, this is get, so there's no body for the request, and that's the response. But for a post, you can see I've given an example of what the post would be. So I've done that for. Oh, I noticed an error there. Anyone want to send me a PR just removing that backtick? I'll accept it, and it will help your GitHub open sourceness. And if you do want to send it now, then it's great. If you want to send it afterwards, join Discord, and if you have any questions, you can ask me in there after the stream. So it will be in the API directory, and then the README file. All you need to do is just hit the edit button. So if I click on it, you don't even need to clone the repo locally. You just need to hit this edit button. GitHub will automatically make a fork for you, and then when you hit commit to the bottom, it will automatically kind of take you through to the PR page and have it all set up. But yes, lower down here, so if I hit edit, I can even tell you which line it was on. Here we go, line 91. We want that one gone. The first open source contribution I made was actually from my colleagues .files. Awesome. You know, I think it's a bit like open source is a bit like a drug. Even with streaming, I've been streaming like only just over a week. I think open source and streaming and with the awesome community that's out there, you get drawn in a good way, and you just want to do more, little and often. So that's why I'm quite keen to do a kind of 30 minutes to an hour stream every evening. That will help the community, help meet more amazing people, and also help my my project if I'm working on my project, but also help my open sourceness, which really most places now, when they're looking for people, they don't ask for a CV. Well, I don't. I know I don't. When I'm interviewing people, when I get a bunch of CVs from HR, from the recruitment company, I just look at the ones that have a GitHub link. I'll go to that first, and those are the CVs I look at first. If I get a tech CV without a GitHub link, I'm gonna look at it last, like if I'm desperate, which is probably not quite right. But anyone can write any BS on their CV, whereas on GitHub it says who committed what line. I mean, if I go to the main README, and if I just hit blame, I know what people have done. So it says, this guy, I can't pronounce his username, did that line. And if I scroll to the bottom, Sneaks, I can't pronounce his very well either, he did those lines as well 6 days ago. So you can really see how people work and how people collaborate. The collaboration is actually really important. I have seen some good coders on GitHub that I interviewed, and they went really well, but then looking at how they comment on PRs and how when people comment on their PRs, they get really aggressive and F and blind. You don't want to work with those people. You want it to be a friendly environment. Making some updates to a shell script he runs to provision his development environment on remote machines. Quite small in scale, but it was a nice introduction nonetheless. Absolutely. I mean, it doesn't matter how small. It's just understanding that workflow. Otherwise, it's a bit scary. The first time I know I was scared of GitHub and Git, so that's why it's good to do it in small steps and ask for help. Do give it a go and do ask for help. So ignore if you're new to Git and GitHub. What I suggest to anyone listening is ignore Git for the moment and make an edit directly on the UI. So as I showed before, you go to the file that you want, and you click on it, so actually click on the file, so it shows you the file, and just hit edit. and GitHub will take care of all of that for you. So make the change you want and then scroll to the bottom and do a commit. If it's not your project, you don't have permissions, you won't have this option, you will just have this patch option. So that will be just selected for you, or it might not even appear because you have no choice. And yeah, just start off, and then you get the workflow of how GitHub and PRs work without getting distracted with Git itself. And then once you've done that, you can then start maybe forking a project and cloning it locally, and then you've got to make sure you update. If you continually contribute, you've got to remember you need not only to push up to the original repo, you need to pull down from it, and you need to sync your fork with another upstream in Git and so on. And I did do that in one of my previous videos. I'm not sure which one, but I did do that in one of them. I can show that again. Oh, Slayer Darth, what did you post? Message deleted. Stop posting links. Yeah, maybe I need to turn that off. I'm not offended, don't worry. I know you're not kind of advertising stuff. I am asking you to post links. But if it's a GitHub one again, don't forget, just do the end of it. Just do the username and then the repo. I have left Nightbot just to be the default settings, so that's why. So at least you only got timed out for 5 seconds this time. But yeah, just post it and I can just append it to the end of GitHub if it's a GitHub link. hub.github.com. Okay, hub.github.com. Makes Git better with GitHub. Hub is a command line wrapper for Git. Makes you better at GitHub. Okay, interesting. I haven't seen this one before. Let me have a look on GitHub. It's pretty popular. A bit Python. Oh, it's Go. Okay. It's got Gherkin test as well. I'll have to have a read of that later on and see. So that's an interesting idea. Take the agile approach. Only to do something when it's a problem. Don't guess. May need to worry about it in the future. About links from people. Yeah, true. I guess as the community grows and as I want to kind of build this open source community, or open source coders is what I'm calling I guess the community, is later on the links might get abused and so forth. So, but in Discord, which you can use your Twitter name, you can post links. It's just like Slack, but you can have unlimited audio chats and so forth. So if we're doing a big pairing session, you can have audio on. But I haven't quite figured out how to do audio for streaming on Twitch and audio for Discord. But that's probably why everyone wears headphones, so you don't get kind of that feedback. Cool. I'll have a read of this and see. I'll have a read of it later on. I won't bore everyone with it. I'm going to show off my screens one more time before I actually go and crash. I am, like I said, cream crackered. Starting at 3 this morning was not a good idea. But I did have a good coding session this morning. So I did finish off my tests, created the PR. This evening we've merged it into 0.9, which is deployed to test, and we've merged it into production. So my production now is up to date. So if I go to Dashboard Hub, we can see that production, so Dashboard Hub by itself is the production one, is this version, and Dashboard Hub test is the same version. Okay, it's incremented by 2 because of the way I'm using Travis's build number. So that I'm using, again, eat your own dog food. I'm using Dashboard Hub to see what version is in what environments. So yeah. Oh, camera. Yeah, thank you. I should remember this. I can't pronounce that name. Nimbayest. That is just on the camera. That's just Apple TV has gone onto its kind of screensaver thing. So that's not my footage. I usually have Twitch up there actually watching other coders. So I'm hoping to see people's names that I'm seeing in the chat. I'm hoping to see that on Twitch streaming some coding, so I can learn from you as well. So yes, gone back to the screen. So Dashboard Hub, again, the open source project I've been working on. you can see the Dashboard Hub alone is the production, so just Dashboard Hub is the production one, and then Dashboard Hub Test, I could probably rename that to say Dashboard Hub Prod. So you can see the versions are now aligned, whereas earlier they weren't. Production was on 0.9, so it was quite a bit behind. And if I go into this and I can go to releases, I can see, Dashboard Hub Production has only had 3 releases, so you can see it's had 0.8 and then a newer build of 0.8, and now it's at 0.9. So you can see when it happened, and you can see how long it took. So my build time has actually come down, which is actually really good. I did do some optimizing, but I did also add more tests. I was expecting it to go up, so that's a good thing. And whereas if you look at the my environments, if I do go to the test version of it and releases, you will see it has a lot more releases, and yeah, some of these, so this one didn't quite finish, so ignore that number, but I probably need to put some more better message on there if something's not finished, to say that it didn't get finished. But by all means, please use Contribute Dashboard Hub. If you need help with contributing, let me know, and use it for your projects. If you're using CI, it's usually if you're using CI, even if you're not deploying, doing the CD part, if you're just doing the build, you can set, so in the, you can choose build only, and therefore it won't expect the deployment to finish. It doesn't replace any of the existing tools. It's just a curl command you add to your CI journey, so beginning and end basically. And then you get to see yourself on there, and you can give me feedback on Dashboard Hub, and if you like using it and what features are missing. I do want to make social deployment, not social coding, that's GitHub. Social coding. If deployment, I am too tired, I should shut up now and go to sleep. I do want to show monitoring, because on the test one, the monitoring is not enabled. But if I show monitoring here, you can see these are all the monitors. It pings every 30 minutes. I've got no expected text, but you can put expected text in there. But the footer version is different. I think we have a bug for you. Refresh. Yeah, cached. That's an interesting one. I thought I refreshed that one already. Yeah. I'll have to keep an eye on that and see. If anyone's using it and notices, do log a bug if it does continue. But I think it was just a refresh, but we did refresh it before, so that I'm not sure. I have to keep an eye on that. But as I'm flaking, I'm going to CloudFront maybe. I thought doing one refresh is enough rather than having to do another one, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know. I do have Gitter. If anyone does want to have any questions for me, do chat, and it's Gitter. You just log in with your GitHub account. So yes, okay. Calling it a day. I will be online again 5:30 tomorrow UK time, and I look forward to catching you then. Have a good evening, everyone. I am going to sleep, and I've got an ending screen actually. So yeah. Have a good evening, everyone. Thanks for all your support, and thanks everyone contributing in the chat. It was really good fun.